Good morning, students. Today I am going to introduce you to your first poem for class 8th from your English junction. The name of the poem is The Wandering Singers. It is by Sarojini Naidu. Now, Sarojini Naidu was a distinguished poet, renowned freedom fighter, and one of the great orators of her time. She was famously also known as the Nightingale of India. Now, nightingale is a bird which has a very melodious voice. And since Sarojini Naidu had, given her contribution to poetry by writing, by her work, which was rich in imagination, and had covered a wide variety of themes of love, death, separation, etc. That is the reason she was given the title of Nightingale of India. Her poetry had a beautiful portrayal of emotions, of imagination. She was a very sensitive poet, and she used to, with her surroundings, with things around, she had written down many poems on people, on the kind of work they do, things they do, the traditions and customs, etc. So today we are going to study about one of her poems called Wandering Singers. Now, wandering refers to traveling aimlessly from one place to another. Now, wandering singers refers to a group of people, group of folk singers. Now, what are folk singers? So, you must have heard about folklores. Folklores or customs or beliefs of a particular community which are traditional, which gets followed, which are being, forwarded, or which are being carried on by other generations. So these folklores are in the form of songs which talks about their culture, customs, etc. So here it talks about the folk singers which wander from one place to another. They move from town to town, village to village to spread the message of love through their singing. So let's start reading what the poem is all about. Let's read the first paragraph. Where the voice of the wind calls our wandering feet through echoing forest and echoing street. With lutes in our hands, ever singing we roam. All men are our kindred, the world is our home. So here it talks about that the wandering singers move in the place where the wind calls them, the direction of the wind. They move in that direction. They go through cities as well as forests where the songs echo through these forests and streets. They sing and their songs echo in these forests and streets. They have lutes. What are lutes? Lutes are a kind of a musical instrument which has a string which can be played like a guitar. You can see here it is a lute with that man is holding. So with lutes in our hands, ever singing we roam. So from one place to another with those musical instruments, they sing around and spread the message of joy among all men. So their family, kindred refers to a family or a relative. So kindred, the family, they treat all mankind, all men as their kindred or family. So the world is their home. No particular place is their home, but the whole world is their home. Second paragraph. Our lays are of cities whose luster is shed, the laughter and beauty of women long dead, the sword of old battles, the crown of old kings, and happy and simple and sorrowful things. So the second paragraph talks about the themes on which their songs are based on. So their songs are based on especially the glories of the cities which have been lost, and the laughter and the beauty of women of the old times which are now long dead. They do not exist anymore, but they're talking about the old beauties, also about the old battles, about the old kings who took those battles, and who some won, some lost those battles. It also talks about the happy and the sad things. So they talk about various things in their songs, especially about the old things which are lost, which have been lost. Even the glory of the cities have been lost. Third paragraph. What hope shall we gather? What dreams shall we sow? Where the wind calls our wandering footsteps, we go. No love bids us tarry, no joy bids us wait. The voice of the wind is the voice of our fate. So what they say is, what kind of hope do we gather? What hopes do we gather? What dreams do we have? So basically they do not have any hope or the dreams. They just go with the wind, with the flow of the wind, wherever the wind takes them. They do not have a particular destination in mind. They just move around as the wind takes them from one town to another, from one village to another. There is no love that they can stop us, nor there is any joy which makes them wait. So they do not wait for any love or joy. They have to move on as and when, in the flow. They do not stop anywhere, neither for love nor for joy. So the voice of the wind is the voice of our fate. That means the voice of the wind is the only voice that they listen to. The voice of the wind takes them around places, from one place to another. So they do not have any destination in mind. Right? So students, now let's come to the home assignment. The home assignment is that you will have to write down all the word meanings for this chapter in a neat and clean handwriting in your class notebooks. Is that clear? So these are the word meanings given in your book on page number 21. Now let's come to the next exercise, that is your exercise A and B. For exercise A, there are 6 questions. You have to do all these in your copies, and for exercise B, you have 4, there are 4 questions which basically talks about the lines. So what do you understand by these lines? You have to write it in your own words. Let's discuss a few things quickly so that you can answer all the questions. Where do the wandering singers go? So the wandering singers go from village to village, town to town in India. They go wherever the voice of the wind calls them. Second question. Where do the forest and the street echo with? The forest and the streets echo with the songs of the wandering singers, right? This is what we have discussed. It echoes with the songs of the wandering singers. What do they sing about? So what do they sing about? We discussed this, right? So they sing about the cities which has lost their glory, of the beautiful women of the past, right? Of the women of the past, of old battles and kings, and of simple things that make one happy or sad. So these are the themes of their songs that they sing. Okay? Fourth question. What are the questions on their mind? So what are those questions? They wonder about hope and their dreams. So what hope they will gather or what dreams they will sow? That is what they talk about or they think about. These are the questions on their mind. How do they decide where to go and when to leave a place? They feel the wind calling to them and they go wherever the wind takes them, right? So the wind takes them through. They lead the wind wherever the wind takes them, right? So neither joy nor sorrow, neither joy nor love can make them stay at one place. They go with the calling of the wind. Now question number 6. What is the fate of the wandering singers? So the wandering singers are the travel from one place to another unhindered. What do you mean by unhindered? They do not get affected by anything. They keep moving from one place to another without getting affected by anything. It is just the wind which directs them through. Right? Now, let's come to the lines, B part. Explain these lines in your own words. So, the first line, our lays are of cities whose luster is lost. Luster is shine or glory. So, the laughter and beauty of women long dead, the sword of old battles, the crown of old kings, and happy and simple and sorrowful things. So this talks about the themes of the poem. As we discussed, the theme of the song is the laughter and the beauty of old women which are long dead, the sword or the battles of the old battles. They talk about the old battles, right, of the old kings, and they also talk about the simple things which make people happy or sad. Second, what hope shall we gather? What dreams shall we sow? So, what do they talk about in this? In these lines, the wandering singers wonder about what hopes and dreams that they can have. They go wherever the wind calls them. So at present, they do not have any hope or any dream. They only wonder if they could gather any hope, or they could gather any dream, or they could have any dream. Now the third one. No love bids us tarry, no joy bids us wait. That means that no love can stop them, nor any joy can make them wait. They have to move on. Nothing can stop them at one place. They keep moving with the wind around, right? Fourth and the last one, the voice of the wind is the voice of our fate. What does it mean? That their fate is to go from one place to another like the wind. Okay, so please complete these in your copies in a neat and clean handwriting. All these three things, the word meanings, exercise A and exercise B, with all the questions and the answers in a neat and clean handwriting. Okay, thank you.